Welcome, everyone, to this week's edition of Sports Shorts TV. I'm Ronnie Rance alongside Joel Davis here in LeBaire Studios in Baton Rouge. We are in the heart of football season right now. Just this past weekend, of course, a lot of great NFL action that we'll talk about with the Saints and all the ramifications of the playoffs. And if you're in the Baton Rouge area, it's been a crazy week as well for the high school football state championships. What a successful run by the high school teams in the Baton Rouge area. Catholic High, U High, Zachary, and West Feliciana all take home state championships in their division. And today's show, after Joel and I talk a little NFL, we'll talk some high school football. We're joined by head coach of the Zachary Broncos, David Bruton, will join us a little bit. He's actually got the trophy with him. I don't think it's left his hands in the last 48 hours. And then after him, Coach Odom of West Feliciana will be here, as well as the Saints bring home a title for the first time ever up in St. Francisville. But let's get to some pro football while we got Joel in here. You've been saying this for the last few weeks, that the Saints are what?
Frauds.
I love it. I love this.
Part of the problem is they don't have Keelan Brown throwing touchdowns at the end of the game. They have an older Drew Brees. But I'm not going to look at Drew Brees and say that one play cost them the game. But I'll be honest with you. Anybody could see what was going on in that game. Did you notice that the NFL Network had an Atlanta Falcons show coming on and previewing that night? It's not a coincidence, Ron, that promotion. It's not as people aren't going to view that as much as coming off an Atlanta loss as if they would if Atlanta win. So I'm all about the conspiracy. It's not a coincidence. Listen, Ronnie, it's not a coincidence that the NFL Network had a 1991 Atlanta Falcons show
in the can, ready to go.
It was launching that night,
right,
or the night after, or whatever. So, and everything. I mean, look, dude.
Everything went at the Falcons.
It's unbelievable. It was 10 first downs via penalty. I mean, Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, it was atrocious. And I literally lost a lot of respect for the NFL that had already lost a lot of it because of the kneeling of the anthem. And now I'm starting to feel it's a very oogie. They're about as corrupt as the FBI and the Department of Justice right now. Let's just put it that way.
The New Orleans Saints, though, even though they lost the game to the Falcons, the fact that they should have won the game if it weren't for that terrible throw at the end.
Come on, just don't do that. Let's just not blame it on Drew Brees.
But I am going to blame it on Drew Brees because he's got to be smarter than that. I mean, the guy's a Hall of Fame quarterback. He's down there on the
Deion Jones.
He's down there on the. It was a great play by Deion.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
It was a bad read. He shouldn't throw that ball. By the way,
he's read that 1,000 times.
He used to throw that ball when Jimmy Graham was there, or he'd throw it on the back shoulder, and Jimmy would jump up, make an unbelievable catch.
Well, he knew he was limited who he was throwing it to.
But if you watch the play. Ingram's coming out. He's blocking in the trash. He leaks out of the background. He checks down. The ball's down to the 3
not only that,
or 2, and it's 3rd and goal or whatever.
Well, and you eat some clock up as well.
But, it was a forced situation. Drew knows better than that. And look, at worst case scenario, you tie the game, you go into overtime with no time left.
Doubt.
You don't do that play. But the field goal before half where they called the offensive lineman.
You know who threw that flag?
Former Falcon.
Probably.
Former Falcon lineman.
Well, he also ran in front. Oh, by the way, I watched the video of the Lattimore interception like 150 times just to see what he was doing when he ran and sprinted from the middle of the field or the hash mark. It's kind of on the hash.
You really think a lineman from the 70s
Coach,
decided he was going to affect the game in 2017?
Dude, he ran and cut him off. He had to cut back inside. It was so obvious. Like I mean, maybe he would have still been caught from behind because Julio was en route. But dude, he ran from the hash. Why even run that way? I'm trying to figure out why would he even run in the direction of the sideline to get in the way of Lattimore. If he would have just stayed where he was, he would have been completely out of the play altogether. He ran himself into the play, Ronnie. And then I think on the next play, he threw the flag.
Well, regardless of, I love the Oswald conspiracy theorist that you are, but regardless of that,
the Saints, you think that it was completely legit?
Yeah, I think it was just one of those things. I don't think that the guy from
Atlanta, that has 40, a problem gambling
40 years ago, but I've given it up.
Because it's why it's fixed
because I can't win. But here's the thing: is that the Saints have played well enough. They should have won the game. They didn't. Now they find themselves in a situation with no room for error because they've got the Carolina and the Falcons on their heels. They're fortunately got the Jets have given up. I mean, the Jets officially have given up.
Well, they
put
got a new
zero on the
quarterback coming in
board.
this week. Bryce Petty's got a quarterback, and we know how that goes.
Here you go. Here you go with the Joel Davis, the rookie quarterback theory.
Has it not been that way for quite some time under Sean Payton? Look, every game is the NFL, man. Every Sunday, anything can happen. Drew Brees could turn the ball over 3 times. Drew Brees could play like Matty Ice played this past Thursday night.
That's the thing that's a killer. You get 3 picks from Matty Ice and you don't win the game. You left it out there. The Saints left it out there. They've got the Jets. We're going to chalk up a win there at home.
Might as well.
And then it's going to come down. It all comes down to that Falcons game.
It really doesn't come down to the Atlanta Falcons game, because let me tell you why. It could come down to week 17 and have nothing to do with the Saints. It could come down to that Atlanta-Carolina game. Let's say the Saints beat the Jets this week, right?
They will.
And Carolina wins their game, I think, against the Bengals, who are awful. And then the following week, I think that Carolina plays Tampa. That's a win. That's 2 wins right there. So you got to win 2. You got the tiebreaker with Carolina. They're both 9-4. But what if the Saints drop a game to Atlanta, and they're all sitting there at 10-4? 10-4. Or Carolina.
Well, if the Saints lose to Atlanta, it changes everything.
Not necessarily. Because
if the Saints beat Atlanta, then they're in the playoffs regardless of whether they're division champs or whether they're wild card. They're in. So then week 17 just becomes about winning the division.
I'm talking about if the Saints lose to Atlanta.
Right. If the Saints lose to Atlanta,
then Atlanta and the Saints are basically tied.
But they have the tiebreaker. Carolina.
It's bad. The Saints have to beat Atlanta. You're right.
Just beat Atlanta. And then at that point, you're facing a Tampa team that has 0 to play for, and you've got everything to play for. You're playing for a home playoff game. I like the Saints there on New Year's Day with a big crowd of Saints fans going down for that LSU game in Orlando the following day. That's going to be like a home game. But yeah,
this could be
that Falcons game.
They could be
big.
They could be on the outside looking in of the entire playoff
Falcons
situation.
control their own destiny. They win the next 3, they win the division.
Yeah.
You look around.
And so do the Saints. They control their own destiny.
The Saints, by the way, in a situation where they're starting to get decimated with injury.
It's bad, man. I mean, they were dropping like flies the other night. It was so hard to watch. As being a fan, and you want your team to do well, to watch injury after injury, and immediately when Kamara went out early in the game, it reminded me so much of when Pierre Thomas went out in the playoffs back in, I think it was like 2011. Versus the San Francisco 49ers. Early in the game, they were going down there, and then the rest of the game, their game plan was off. They had to start throwing the ball over and over and over again, and it became a shootout, and the Saints ended up losing. But that's what it reminded me of. Deion Jones, by the way, was so impactful in that game, former LSU linebacker who plays for the Atlanta Falcons, you think about all the plays that he made. First of all, he took
the
last
Alvin Kamara.
2 plays of the game. Well, and he also took Kamara out of the game.
Out early in the last 2 plays of the game.
Where was the penalty on that helmet to helmet, by the way? 15 yards? I mean, aren't we trying to protect the players? I mean, the guy literally went helmet to helmet, but no flag came in, and we lost Kamara. I would have rather had Kamara back, and if he's in that game, the Saints probably win.
Game. Yeah, different game.
So he had that play. He had a number of pass breakups. He had sideline to side, that end around from Ted Ginn. He ran that out of bounds. I mean, he was all over. He was the best player on the football field. He was their Alvin Kamara. He was their jack of all trades in coverage against the run. Deion Jones was the MVP of that game, and he was the reason why they won that game. Speaking of Atlanta.
Let's move on real quick. I want to get your reaction before we bring in our special guests and talk some high school football. Baker Mayfield wins the Heisman. 6 Heisman Trophy winners over at Oklahoma. LSU only 1. But Baker Mayfield grabbed the crotch, get the DUI. Doesn't matter. Landslide Heisman Trophy winner.
That's because LSU. When's the last time LSU had a quarterback?
Well, no, I'm just saying. It's just amazing that they have 6 in the history of their program.
Josh Heupel wins a Heisman Trophy. I mean, come on, dude. I mean, he's a good college quarterback. The LSU Tigers keep missing on quarterbacks or can't keep quarterbacks. It's unbelievable what they're doing there in regards to not being able to get – and, of course, the offense that they put them in.
Baker Mayfield, first walk-on to win the Heisman since the 40s. And he's going to go from being a walk-on –
twice.
Transfer to first-round pick, right?
He's got a lot of limitations. I mean, when it comes to the NFL, when you're investing millions of dollars into a player, he's not. You're starting to hear that he's going to be a top 10 pick. I don't believe that. I don't believe that he'll be a top 10 pick. people are going to have the Johnny Manziel. Oh my God!
Did you see the thing?
Nowhere
on
near
Facebook?
that.
Did you see the thing on Facebook? It was this. It was a text message. It was a comedy skit. Text message conversation between Bayfield and Manziel. Like Johnny was like, "Hey, congratulations!" And
Oh,
it was
there you go.
it was so funny. So
Well, I got to
good.
make sure I Google that
Yeah.
when I leave here.
Yeah.
But no, I mean I think he's a hell of a player. I think he's not the same guy as a Johnny Manziel. I don't think he's snorting coke on the weekends. I mean, I don't think that he's doing that. He may be, but I don't think he is. Manziel had some problems, man. A lot of problems, and this kid's a better kid. Did he grab his crotch? I mean, have you ever grabbed your crotch?
Yeah, I mean, he
Madonna
did.
Madonna grabs her crotch. So what's the big deal? I mean, she can do it, but he can't. I mean,
Yeah, but
it's
she had to pay
ridiculous.
the consequences too. They burned her CDs and albums back.
I don't
in
think
the
they
day.
did that because of the crotch grab. I don't.
No, it was the Jesus video, the one with the
Perhaps.
Yeah,
Big
yeah.
difference.
Yeah, it was the one
Big
with the black
difference.
Jesus on the cross
If
thing.
Mayfield
Yeah.
does that, no chance of first-round draft pick. But I do believe that he will go either in the last 5 picks of the first round or the first 5 picks of the second round. Somewhere in that area, I think that somebody's either going to move up or just somebody's going to move up and grab him, or he's going to fall in the lap
By the way,
of somebody.
I know you were busy selling and moving furniture this weekend, so you may not have seen Darius Geis's new hairdo.
Is it the little
There was a lot of things happening. A lot of things. It was cornrows.
Yeah.
With anyway.
little twist? I saw it.
More than it was. It was
bad?
It was unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it before.
Why can't you send a
But-
production picture so
Yeah,
we can have
we've
it?
got others. So we've got other for the other videos. But here's the thing: is that there was some talk this past week, some articles that came out that there's a conversation to be had on whether or not Darius Geis is coming back or going his senior year. I mean, what do you think? I mean, I think he's
he's
gone.
got to be
I
gone.
mean, it's no
He's a
chance.
top 15 pick. I mean, he's literally a top 15 pick in the NFL
You think
draft.
he's a top 15 pick?
Yes.
Top 15 pick?
I believe that he'll go in the top. I think he'll go in the top 20.
What service are you using?
I think he'll go in the top
15?
20. I think he'll go in the top 20, but I think he's a top 15 pick. I
think
mean,
he's a
Darius
top
Geis is
15 pick.
dude. He's a dual threat running back. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He's physical. He's gonna be a great pro, man. And
That's another bet we need to do. What do you, over or under 20 picks?
I mean, just-
top
huh?
20 pick.
I think he'll be a top 20 pick for sure.
Okay, so you and
For
I can have
sure.
a bet on that. Because I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
mean-
he's going to be a top 20 pick.
You don't think he's going to be a top? He's got great character.
Let's put
he's a great running
little,
back.
He's a little lunch at curbside.
Brew, is he a top 20 pick?
What we're going to ask? All
right, I'll bet you $20.
All right,
$20.
$20?
$20.
Okay, all right, $20.
Is he a top 20?
20 bucks. 20,
I told you he's got a disease.
I
He's
bet
got a
with
disease.
him because it's fun. All right, no, I don't think he's going. And the hairdo I don't like. By the way, that's an expensive hairdo. That tells me he's gone. And the jacket. He had a $1,000 jacket
Well,
on
did
at
he?
the
Wasn't
game
he
at the
seen?
Catholic High game.
Right. Well, of course he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Because he's
so
a top 20 pick.
Yeah, he's not going to be. All right, we'll take it. Joel, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
We're going to get you out of here. When we come back, we're going to visit with a state championship coach. David Bruton has been partying for the last 48 hours, celebrating the Broncos' second state title in the last 3 years. We'll talk to him, and then don't go anywhere. Saints fans, West Feliciana Saints fans, we'll have Coach Odom here with us after that to talk about their first ever title in history. We'll be back with more right after this.
Relief window, experience Relief window.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy planker siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows is honored to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
Relief window.
Appliance Distributors of Louisiana are appliance experts who have been in business for over 35 years. ADL provides worry-free, full-service solutions for the whole home. ADL works with designers, builders, or individual homeowners like me when I was remodeling my home after the Great Flood in August 2016. ADL offers special homeowner discounts, just like the ones the builders get. Go to ADLappliances.com and see all the major name brands, or stop by their store on Nicholson Drive in Baton Rouge. ADL services the entire state of Louisiana, so call, log on, or stop by today. Appliance Distributors of Louisiana. If you're an avid sports fan, then you need to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in historic downtown Natchitoches, next to the Chateau St. Denis Hotel and the Natchitoches Convention Center. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is where the rich history of Louisiana sports is told through the pictures, artifacts, and by the legends themselves in video archives. Come to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest Louisiana History Museum and visit a world-renowned architectural marvel. For more information and to purchase tickets to the annual Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame events, visit lasportshall.com/purchase.
Welcome back, everybody, to Sports Shorts. Ronnie Rance here in the LeBaire Studios in Baton Rouge. Welcome back. Joining us, that's not Joel Davis. That's David Brewerton, head coach for the Zachary Broncos, who won their state championship. Second time in 3 years, Coach. We got a state championship show. I have Coach Odom on for the Saints, who won their first ever title at West Feliciana a little bit. But congratulations, Coach. And by the way, has this trophy been in anyone else's hands over the last 2 days?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Went from the dome to my hotel bedroom, and now we've hung out a lot the last day.
Well, you won it in 2015,
Right.
and here you are in 2017. How's this one different?
That team in 15 had a pretty star-studded cast. You're talking about 3 Power 5 signees and 4 mid-major signees there. So there's a lot of big-time college guys we had on that team. This team is more, I don't want to say team-oriented, but it's just a bunch of no-name guys that play really, really well together and found our chemistry in week 6 and been playing really good ball ever since then.
I've seen a lot over the years, schools that haven't won state championships, when they get that first one, there's a little bit of a floodgate effect, right? The other teams start to expect and the bar gets raised, and then you see a few come right after. I think a Parkview and Redemptress just in the last 20 years were kind of like that in football. Has that taken effect with your program? The expectation is just completely different now?
Yeah, I think it was a culmination of a lot of things. When we came in and took the job 4 seasons ago, just kind of wanted to bring our mindset in there and try and formulate something on a year-to-year basis. And I'll tell you, it's now being passed down from class to class that is the standard for our program. And if we're not playing in week 15, something's wrong. And that's a heck of a mindset to have with a football program. But our guys do a tremendous job with that.
I've always said this for years, and it hasn't been a lot of change with your staff. You got one of the best staffs in high school football. Not only the numbers, but just the quality. Talk about that.
Sure. I answered this question the other night. It's an interesting staff because it's a more experienced, older staff, and so you don't have a bunch of guys that are aspiring to be head coaches. I mean, you got 1 or 2 that are going to be a head coach one day and be a great one, but for the most part, it's some older, experienced guys that check their egos at the door when they come in the morning, and they want to be the best position coach they can be, and they want to win titles on the latter part of their career. And so it's been a lot of fun to be to be around those guys and share that vision with them.
Yeah, it's interesting how, just by coincidence, a Catholic High Bear like yourself, they win a state championship the same year you win a state championship in 15 and 17. You got to, Coach
Right.
Garridell, Coach Carrier, and
Right.
some others that have spent time there at Catholic High. Friendly rivalry between you two teams, schools.
Yeah, definitely. Very friendly rivalry. It's my alma mater, man. I mean, anytime those guys succeed in anything, I take a lot of pride in that. I think it's a tremendous place, and I gained a lot from going to school there, and I love it. And to see those guys, I was listening to them on our way down, and I got to listen to the fourth quarter, and it was awesome to hear them win another one.
Obviously, it's easy to say a lot of nice things about them because you beat them pretty good this year, and so when people like to always compare the Division I, 5A, who's the better team? Y'all played it on the field. Zachary beat Catholic High, so therefore the state champion is clear that the Zachary Broncos were the better team this year.
Well, hold on, I got to correct you a little bit on the first year, the 15 one. We beat them pretty good.
15 you beat them.
This year they beat us in week 2 this year. So yeah, I understand what you're saying. There was a lot of talk going on back then 2 years ago,
right.
and now I'm sure there's that same talk this year. So it's
how does it take anything away from that you have to have that conversation, or is it good for both schools?
Here's why I don't think it takes anything away from it. I think it's 2 schools that are in the upper echelon right now in 5A playing ball, and I think it says a lot for the 2 programs to say, yeah, we'll hook it up earlier on in the year and use it as a measuring stick to see where you are. I think that they exposed some weaknesses we had early on, and we were able to fix those, thank goodness. I think you've got to play that caliber of a schedule early on to kind of see where you need to be, and that's helped us down the road.
9 state championship games, that's a bunch. I like the new format this year versus spreading it out over the weekend. I thought it made for the city better. It made for a better feel in the Dome.
Yeah.
That said, when you look in your crystal ball to the future, is less state championships, is more of a condensed bracket maybe a way to go?
I would think that's probably going to be the case, solely because I believe that the split's not going anywhere. I think it's going to stay where it is. So yeah, I think they're probably going to look at a couple things and tweak it to try and make as many people happy as they can.
Does it get down to 7? Do you think there's 4 in the public
I think
and 3
so.
on the private?
I think it probably gets to that point. I know there's going to be something on the table to talk about this year in January about that very subject. So it's going to be interesting to see how the LHSAA goes forward with that.
Zachary has been one of those community schools that over the last 15 years has just exploded. And
Yeah.
I mean, there's nobody that has better facilities than you guys do. Obviously, you get it done in the classroom as well. Just talk about how the community just really over the last 20 years come out of nowhere and has become a powerhouse, not only in football, but in a lot of different sports.
Yeah. When you're talking about being the #1 school district in the state of Louisiana for 13 years running, it's impressive. And we're trying to build an athletic department and specifically a football program that mirrors that success. That's very important to me to do that. I think our community has stepped up in ways to make sure we have the best facilities, to make sure that we have the best teachers, to get it done in the classroom and also get it done on the playing field and the court. And that's extremely important to me. I love the fact that there's an administration in place that shares my vision for being great. I mean, I'll say it. I want to win every single time we go out there. I want to do it the right way, but I want to win every single time. And our administration is exactly the same as far as what they're expecting of our teachers and what our teachers expect of our students in the classroom.
He's Coach Brewerton at Zachary High. The Broncos 2 state titles in 3 years. We'll take a timeout. We come back. We'll talk a little bit about that state championship game, but also the semifinals. Went up to West Monroe, beat the Rebels, had a chance to meet the Duck Dynasty boys. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more. Don't go anywhere. Plus, you Saints fans from West Feliciana, we'll have your coach here. Coach Odom will join us in just a few minutes here on Sports Shorts. Don't go anywhere.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the Grand Slam hitter to grandparents. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Relief Window. Experience Relief Window.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, Hardy Plank or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows is honored to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
BR Mattress Company is the only name you need to know when looking to buy a mattress anywhere in Louisiana. BR Mattress Company is located in the Live Oak Shopping Center on Florida Boulevard between North Foster and Acadian. BR Mattress Company offers all the top name brands at 50 to 75% off retail prices. That's a $5,000 mattress for only $1,500. BR Mattress Company is open 7 days a week, and owner Mitch Kimball and his staff will provide you with laser-like service and a PhD in mattress education. If you want the best night's sleep of your life, go see the experts, Baton Rouge Mattress Company.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Welcome back, everybody, to Sports Shorts. Ronnie Rance alongside state championship coach David Brewerton here at the in the LeBaire Studios in Baton Rouge. Yes, that is the 2017 state championship trophy. Where's 2015? Where's in the case somewhere at the school?
It's actually in my office.
In your office, there you go.
Yeah.
So now he's got the bookend.
That's right.
That's going to look good up there in his office.
That's right.
You know, you never forget your first, but at the same time, you know, the second one, you got a bunch of guys coming back. What are you looking like for next year?
We do. We're graduating about 7 starters off this team. So, you know, this one is very special. You know, we won it 2 years ago with Lindsey Scott as our quarterback, and you know, he won every major award you can win. And I think there was a general feeling when he graduated there'd be a little bit of a drop off, and you know, our young quarterback kind of stepped in, and we went semis last year, and of course won it this year. So that's an awesome experience to be a part of.
Speaking of semis, you had probably one of the more prouder wins or moments. You know, you go on the road to West Monroe. The Rebels were #1, and you go up there. It's a mini college facility type atmosphere. You had a little pregame speech. I was surprised that old Willie right there in the middle there with. He was kind of pulling for the Broncos, wasn't he?
He was careful. He chose his words carefully, but it was a good time, man. I didn't realize he was going to be there, but we chose to eat at that place, and we were kind of just hanging out, and all of a sudden,
where was that? By the way?
That's at Willie's Duck Diner in West Monroe, Louisiana. And the coaches are in a little room off to the side, and we're just kind of hanging out, and all of a sudden, I hear my players erupt from next door, and old Willie's walking through the middle of them, so it was pretty cool.
There's a look at the stadium prior to the game, but you guys went up there, and anytime you play a school with West Monroe across their chest or John Curtis across their chest, sometimes you always have to coach up the players that, hey, we're not playing against the history and the tradition. We're
Sure.
playing against this year's team. I'm sure that was the message.
No doubt, no doubt. I mean, we're not playing all those titles and the national championships and everything else they have hanging up. We're playing that specific team, and it's an intimidating place to play. I mean, apparently, what I was told was the place holds 15,000, and it was packed. There was only 4,800 people there that night, but the place was absolutely packed. And a lot of fun to play there. I loved it. The fact that we played there a year ago in the semis and had an opportunity to go back. I mean, our kids were so excited. Our staff was excited. It's an important place to play because your administration and your community needs to see that place. The first time we went, everybody's awestruck. It's Disneyland there, But the second time we went now, you got people looking around going, I think we could do that, and we can do some of that, and so it was great to go up there and get a win, but also great for our Zachary community to see that place.
You win, and then, oh boy, you get to take on the best running back in the state of Louisiana at Hahnville. Obviously the game plans to try to make them one-dimensional and throw the football. That's easier said than done, but you guys had some pretty good success.
Yeah. The 3 years prior to this one, everything's rallied around our offense, and defense, we just kind of bend, don't break, and win a whole bunch of 40 or 30 games and things like that. Well, luckily this year, our defense has just been tremendous, and we've relied on them to win a lot of football games for us. So to hold that guy in check the way we did was pretty awesome. We talked about it all week and had a great game plan going in. Coach Steve Thomas, our defense coordinator, and the defensive staff were just tremendous this week.
You mentioned West Monroe, and you kind of get some ideas, and you go around the state and you get some ideas. When you look at Zachary and the facilities and where you're at right now,
Yep.
I mean, most people around here think it's the best in the area. Where do you go from here? What's the sky's the limit? What's the next big project over there at Zachary?
Yeah. Personally, I'd like to fill in the rest of our home side stadium. When they built the place, they built it for 3A enrollment, and we've grown and grown and grown. And so now we've got people standing during games and stuff. I'd like to see us do that. And our press box was built somewhere right before the Peloponnesian War, so we'd like to see that either get expanded or a new one go up there, But it's hard for me to complain about facilities. My gosh, I mean, we have tremendous facilities, and we're probably going to try and get some projects going here pretty soon.
The Baton Rouge area wasn't that long ago that the state championships really didn't involve a lot of Baton Rouge schools. It was mostly New Orleans heavy, North Louisiana heavy, some Acadiana schools, and it was a rare thing to see Baton Rouge in the state championships. Not only are they in every year, but they're winning state titles. What's been happening? What's in the water the last 10 years or so?
Right. I think that there's a deal going on right now where you're having some success in the Baton Rouge area, and now there's more programs that are there's some self-imposed pressure there for these schools and for these programs to try to get better. And it's kind of a topping this one and then topping this one, and now you're in the same district. Brings to mind, West Feliciana and U-High being in the same district and the battles that they have there. And then, this year, we play Catholic. We play them every year now on the schedule. So I think it's a situation where everyone believes they can compete at that high level, and they're doing some things on a yearly basis to compete at that high level. And some Baton Rouge schools are winning some big games in the playoffs that maybe they didn't in years past. And that's been the biggest thing to me is go and watch some Baton Rouge schools compete at a high level and win at a high level.
When the clock ticked down and you guys were state champions, it wasn't one of those, last second kicks. You knew a couple minutes in that, left to go that, hey, we're going to win this thing. Yeah. Where do your thoughts go to? Who do you think about? Who are some of what are some of the first things that come to mind when that clock struck zero?
First thing I think about is my dad. My dad watched me coach one game as a head football coach, and my dad raised me to never be ashamed to try to be great. My dad was a fierce competitor, and raised me that way, that it's okay to be great. It's okay to strive to be great, and that's I think about him all the time as far as that's concerned. But just thinking about our community and what people have done to solidify some of the success that we've had and what they continue to do, And I turned around and just saw this sea of red up there, and it was awesome to see our community there, just like they were 2 years ago. And they have really bought into what we're selling. And my deal as a head football coach has always been the personal relationships between program and community. It's so important. It's vital. And we're doing that at Zachary right now, and people feel like they're a part of what's going on, and they should, because they're a huge part of what's going on. So I just think about the people that have backed Zachary football for many, many, many years and never tasted a title, and for them to be able to taste that the last 2 out of the last 3 years, it's awesome. Today was a madhouse in my office. I mean, it was one after another coming into my office of older Zachary guys that are just so excited about what's going on. So it's great.
You and I are Facebook friends, so I keep up through some of that and social media with Coach Carrier and others. But Tana McClure, Todd and Trey McClure. I mean, nobody's bigger Central Wildcats than they are. Hall of Famers, right?
I crack up laughing when I see that.
But Tana did a great job on social media, kind of following you guys, and I had a lot of fun watching from the stands and behind the scenes and everything. As Maverick had a big fumble recovery and all that in that game, and fun to watch.
Yeah.
Well, look, congratulations, Coach.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy the state championship. I'm sure you will. Get some sleep this week.
Right.
And then you got to get right back at it.
That's
going
it.
after another
That's
one.
it. Got to.
All right. We're going to turn our attention to go north a little bit, up to St. Francisville, where they're still celebrating and partying over at the Francis as the Saints bring home a state championship in football to match the one they got in baseball a couple years ago. We'll talk to Coach Odom when we return right after this from the LeBaire Studios.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the Grand Slam hitter to grandparents. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Relief window. Experience Relief window.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows is honored to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
Relief windows.
BR Mattress Company is the only name you need to know when looking to buy a mattress anywhere in Louisiana. BR Mattress Company is located in the Live Oak Shopping Center on Florida Boulevard between North Foster and Acadian. BR Mattress Company offers all the top name brands at 50 to 75% off retail prices. That's a $5,000 mattress for only $1,500. BR Mattress Company is open 7 days a week, and owner Mitch Kimball and his staff will provide you with laser-like service and a PhD in mattress education. If you want the best night's sleep of your life, go see the experts, Baton Rouge Mattress Company.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the three-point shooter to the three-piece suit. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Welcome back, everybody, to Sports Shorts. Ronnie Rance here in the LeBaire studio, and all we did was switch out trophies and switch out coaches. We've now got the 3A state championship trophy that made its way down from St. Francisville. Coach Rob Odom joins us. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you very much. I'm happy she could make it. She had a long weekend. We put her down to rest last night, so she's had a couple hours
She
sleep.
smells like champagne and beer. Is what she sounds
Sending
like.
cigarettes. How about that?
Coach, the face looks a little different, huh? We shaved it a little bit.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, you got the victory beard off.
It's off.
Yeah. You know, first time ever, you 23 years at the school, 13 years as a head coach, and you bring home the title for the first time. What was it like?
Amazing. I mean, Coach Brew was on here. You know, he got his second one, but the atmosphere, just how you're treated in the Superdome in that game, you know, it's amazing. I don't know, like I've used the word awesome about 100 million times this weekend. So it's one of the best atmospheres and things going on in the state, in any sport. We had a baseball championship a couple years ago, and I've had 3 assistant baseball coaches that coach football, and 2 of them won the state championship. They said, man, this blows the baseball state championship out the water.
You know, you've been there so long, and this program's come such a long way. I mean, did you ever think this day would come?
Yeah, to be honest with you. When I got there 23 years ago as an assistant coach, I mean, I believed they could win the state championship. They've had a lot of good football teams there, and we've had our hard times in some games, but I never stopped believing, and it finally came true. We got caught a couple breaks, and it happened.
What was it about this 2017 team that made the difference, that put you guys over the hump?
I just think their will to finish. You know, they've been to the semis 3 years in a row, came up short, and just saying it's not going to happen again. We're going to finish the job this time, and they did.
Coach Brewington talked about the non-district schedule, kind of preparing his team. You guys have a brutal schedule as well, and you know, talk about the decision to play that tough schedule and play up.
For us, it's easy. We scrimmage Jamboree with Zachary every year, and we want to see, to me, you want to see different types of teams. So when you get in the playoffs and you see a team that maybe runs the option like we do, or a spread, or you know, you're used to everything you see. There's no surprises. So that was our philosophy, and I think it works for us.
You know, sometimes teams, when they make their first trip to the Dome, it's a little overwhelming. Yeah. You know, what did you talk about with your team, and how did they handle it?
I mean, enjoy every moment of it. We wasn't there for business. Look how long it took us to get here. So soak it all in and enjoy every moment of it. We talked today as coaches, that semifinal game was probably more pressure, and we were relaxed, we were having fun, you know, except for probably Coach LeBoard, because he's a crier, but sorry.
He was very emotional.
Yes,
huh?
he's very emotional. He's the emotional coach. We let him do all the crying.
The week leading up to the state championship game, when you're going around the community, and just talk about what that was like, and the exit from the community and all that.
We had people, you know, it snowed the day we're supposed to leave to go to New Orleans. We drove down there Thursday morning to practice. We get up Friday morning to come to the Dome. It's ice and snow on the road. We canceled school. You know, they were going to let all the schools out and line up down the road and lead us all. We didn't have school, but the community showed up. We're riding through town, and there's businesses, people parked in cars, all standing on the side of the road. That's the special thing about it. We're a community school, the only school in our parish, high school in our parish, and that's what's so special about it. Those kids play together since they were 5, 6 years old, you know, and they've won championships since they were 5, 6 years old. So that's what's special about it.
This particular game, I mean, there you see, is that?
That's
wow.
Coach LeBoard picking me up.
Goodness,
Yeah.
he's definitely the base on the pyramid, ain't he?
It looks like Dirty Dancing movie, you know.
But that's pretty good. I mean, I looked through a lot of the pictures online, and out of all the coaches that won state championship games this year, you definitely by far the most animated. You hugged everybody.
Heck yeah. Like I said, it's our first time, and we were thankful, and I mean, it's exciting. We were going to enjoy every moment we could of it, and we did, you know.
So what did you do? Game's over. Where did you go? What did you do?
Of course, the game's over. The head coach, and they picked 2 off your team to go be interviewed. So me and Devon Harris, nicknamed Smoke, and Darius Davis, number 11, we had to go interviewed. So by the time we got back to the locker room, most of our team had gone, you know, to either their parents or the bus to go back home. But we had a little private party at Le Pavillon that my cousin threw for the coaches and their families and our family, and it was special. And he didn't have to do that, but he did it for us, and it was very, very special.
There you see some photos lifting the state championship trophy in there. Talk about your team specifically. Who were some of the leaders, not only just on the field, but some of the ones that were the captains and the leaders off the field?
Well, there's no doubt that Jacob Fudge, he's the state champ in the shot and the discus in 3A. And he's the O-line, D-lineman, went both ways. Zach McKeon, he's the offensive, defensive lineman that went both ways. Derek Turner, our quarterback, safety, went both ways. Darius Davis, running back or slot back, defensive back, committed to TCU, went both ways. And Devon Harris, they were probably our core. You know, that's who gets all the press, you know, but we also had kids like Taylor Castile, our center, Clayton Howard, a fullback that was a receiver last year, is undersized and starts on defense because of his toughness, that ended up going both ways for us. Kyrie Morrison, Dalton Coe, Will Reams, a couple other linemen that, you know, we had 21 seniors, and that's big for us. Second time we've ever had that many in 3A. And I tell you, they took care of their business on and off the field. When you don't have to police and everything, and the players are policing your team, you know you have something special.
You mentioned a lot of guys that go both ways, and
yeah.
and that's, I know schools try not to do that. They obviously, if you don't have the luxury of having that big time depth, they have to go both ways. Yeah. I can remember I was a big fellow who went both ways at Menard High School, and I don't know that I was in the best condition in the world to do it. How do you do that? How do you get them ready?
I mean, I think we do a good job during the summer of conditioning and strength training. But the philosophy used to be wait till about district time to do it, you know, but now we changed that a few years ago. If we're going to do it, let's do it early. By the time we get to this point, they're used to it, they're ready to go. So it's just been something we do. If you're the best, you're going to play both sides if you're the best at both positions. And if you need a blow, you know, we just kind of decide where you're going to get a blow at when you need it.
Coach David Odom, the 3A state championship head coach of West Feliciana. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about what's next for the Saints. And also, you know, he spent a lot of time in the Baton Rouge area, just like Coach Brewerton over the years coaching football. What's up with the water in Baton Rouge, and why is football so good? We'll talk to Coach Odom right after this. Don't go anywhere.
When my wife and I started Relief Windows, what we were trying to do, what our goal was to give a quality job to a homeowner. Everybody's scared of contractors. We wanted to change the mold of what that is. Not showing up on time, not answering the phone, somebody running with your money. The reason why you should pick Relief Windows to do your renovation of your home, windows, doors, hardy plank, or siding, is because of the experience, quality service of our company. Service is everything we have. It's the foundation of our company. We're going to show up on time. We're going to do the job right. Over 60% of our customers is customer referral. We're a local company here in Baton Rouge, built in Baton Rouge, staying in Baton Rouge. Okay. The job's not done until you're happy and we're happy. It's built the old-fashioned way, with a handshake. Here at Relief Windows is honored to be official window, door, and siding company of LSU Athletics, from one winning team to another.
Appliance Distributors of Louisiana are appliance experts who have been in business for over 35 years. ADL provides worry-free, full-service solutions for the whole home. ADL works with designers, builders, or individual homeowners like me when I was remodeling my home after the Great Flood in August 2016. ADL offers special homeowner discounts, just like the ones the builders get. Go to ADLappliances.com and see all the major name brands, or stop by their store, Nicholson Drive in Baton Rouge. ADL services the entire state of Louisiana, so call, log on, or stop by today. Appliance Distributors of Louisiana. If you're an avid sports fan, then you need to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in historic downtown Natchitoches, next to the Chateau St. Denis Hotel and the Natchitoches Convention Center. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is where the rich history of Louisiana sports is told through the pictures, artifacts, and by the legends themselves in video archives. Come to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest Louisiana History Museum and visit a world-renowned architectural marvel. For more information and to purchase tickets to the annual Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame events, visit lasportshall.com/purchase.
Welcome back, everybody. Ronnie Rance here in the LeBaire Studios in Baton Rouge with Rob Odom. David couldn't make it. By the way, I'm blaming Joel Davis for that. He typed the wrong name on the screen. Joel, I'll get on him about that. Coach Odom is a state championship coach for the West Feliciana Saints. We've got the 3A state championship trophy right here. Is this going to be in the office? Where are we going to put it? Where are we going to? I know you got to get it out of Coach Laborde's hands. I've seen it all over social media. I thought Coach Laborde was the head coach because he had it the whole time.
As a pillow, yeah.
Right, he had it the whole time.
He took it home with him at first, but it's going to come travel with us a little bit. So,
what's next for you guys? I mean, at this point, West Feliciana. I mean, whether it's baseball 2 years ago, football this year. I mean, the expectations now, Coach, are high.
We're an outstanding school system. That's where it starts. Baseball won a state championship, but our track program, boys track, is back-to-back defending state champions, and we got indoor fixing to start, and then outdoor right after that, and we got everybody returning for that, so we're expecting great things from our track team again this year. And everybody knows that success breeds success, so hopefully we can keep rolling on some stuff.
I asked Coach Bruton the question earlier, when 4 state champions from the Baton Rouge area.
Yeah.
You've been in these parts for 23 years as a coach. You've seen the maturation of high school football in this area and how now all of a sudden Baton Rouge is considered a powerhouse where maybe you could have said a few years ago that was the New Orleans area. But what's happened, in your opinion, to stem the tide?
I know when I first started, we were one of the few schools at Zachary when I was in school that had a summer program lifting. Football's turned in just like basketball, baseball. Now it's a year-round sport, with 7-on-7 and all that. And I just think it's made everybody better. And like Coach Bruce said, I mean, when Zachary wins, it pushes us and other places to be successful. We've been in the district so long with Redemptress when they had school, Parkview winning state championships, and if you wanted to have a shot, you knew you had to. If you knew in your district you could beat those guys, you would have a shot at state championship, and that's what it still means. I mean, I think you have not better, but you have a lot of good football coaches around this area too, and Coach Brew, Fertitta at Catholic, and there's guys that there's great football coaches that don't get a chance to play in the Superdome either. You know, you got to catch some breaks too. You know, but I think Baton Rouge area has a lot of good football, and I'm happy for this area.
Your district rival, U-High, the Cubs
Yeah,
take home
yeah.
a title, and
You
they
know.
got just about everybody back, so they'll be salty next year.
They got, I think, 19 out of 22 starters back next year. So
pretty nice. Pretty
you know,
nice.
but we were pulling for them. You know, we wanted them to win, and they, you know, our game was right after those, so I got to go over there and congratulate those guys, and they wanted us to win. You know, we wanted something special to have two teams in our district be state champs, and it is special. You know, it just tells you Parkview left our district, but we're still a tough district.
You mentioned you're a Zachary Bronco, just like Coach Brewerton originally was a Catholic High Bear and graduated from there. You went to Zachary. I'm sure there's a little pride in watching what they're doing down there.
No doubt. He's done an outstanding job, and I got to watch them win the state championship. The first time they won it, I sat in the bleachers and watched them, and I got to watch them this year in a suite up there. And, you know, when we're not playing, I'm pulling for them, you know, and it's outstanding. I wouldn't be where I'm at without Zachary High School and the coaches I had in high school, you know.
When you look back on your career and coaching for the past 23 years, 13 as a head coach, who are some of your mentors? Who are some of the people that you kind of emulate?
Marvin Holland, the head coach at Zachary, and I was there. John Allen Ferris was defense coordinator, strength coach when I was there. Bill Parkerson at West Feliciana High School. Mike Thornhill was the defensive coordinator at West Feliciana High School, and I was his assistant. Darrell Powell at West Feliciana High School. And then, of course, you know, Kenny Guiot at Parkview was the offensive line coach at McNeese when I played there. And so Scott Dietrich and Jay Maillet and all those guys, we were over there together, and they've been good friends to our program and me and helped me out a lot.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the big win. What was school like on this Monday when you went in there? What was it like?
A whirlwind. I mean, just didn't have time to do anything. Everybody wanted to talk, congratulate you, you know. It was awesome. It's a great feeling, and makes you want to do it again.
Oh, I bet. No question about it. I'm sure the celebration is going to continue all week, and I don't know, we got a parade scheduled, or what? We got a celebration? What are y'all doing?
We're having a celebration Monday. We're trying to get all our schools involved.
Okay.
So exams start Monday. A week from today. We're doing it at the stadium where our Baines Elementary, Baines Lower, the middle school, and then giving parents enough time to try to take off of work to make it. So.
Well, fantastic. Coach Rob Odom, thank you so much. Congratulations
Thank
on the
you.
state championship.
Yes,
Take care of this trophy. You might want to get it cleaned up a little bit. It's been in Coach LeBoard's possession for way too long. Congratulations to Coach David Brewerton and the Zachary High Broncos. 2 times in 3 years they're state champions, and got a good chance to go for number 3 next year. Thanks to Joel Davis, who gave us all the great knowledge on NFL football, not really, in the first segment. Check out Sports Shorts Radio each and every Monday night, 6 to 8 p.m. Baton Rouge on 104.5, 104.9 ESPN. Baton Rouge will be at the Ice House. Have a great week, everybody. Take care.
If you're an avid sports fan, then you need to check out the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame, located in historic downtown Natchitoches, next to the Chateau St. Denis Hotel and the Natchitoches Convention Center. The Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame is where the rich history of Louisiana sports is told through the pictures, artifacts, and by the legends themselves in video archives. Come to the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame and Northwest Louisiana History Museum and visit a world-renowned architectural marvel. For more information and to purchase tickets to the annual Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame events, visit lasportshall.com/purchase.